Welcome back, everyone. Dustin here again, Average Guy Hi-Fi, with another speaker review for you guys. This is ultimately what I really like reviewing. The lexicon, electronics, things like that, it gets a little bit too technical. I like to shoot my videos, memorize kind of the features, the stats, things like that. But when you're dealing with basically CPUs nowadays with these home theater processors, it's a little bit hard for a guy like me. So speakers and subwoofers is definitely what I'm going to be focusing on most of the time. But again, I bought that lexicon for me and I just love it, so I wanted to put that video out there with you guys. And again, the replies and all the comments and everything, people liking me keep things rather simple on this channel compared to a lot of the other people who are pushing, graphs, frequency range charts, things like that. But there's room for all of it. I kind of lean towards those when I watch stuff for myself, just so I can kind of see stats. But I also know when I started in this hobby, that wasn't important to me. What was important to me is the quality of the speakers that I was buying, how they actually sound to me. So I just wanted to make this channel so I can kind of share my impressions of buying speakers the last 20-something years now. So what I'm sitting here, sorry about the bright green shirt, going to the Seahawks game tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited about Thursday night football. But what I'm sitting kind of in between is Tekton Pendragons or Pendragons, depending on where you live. I've actually owned these speakers for way too long for me to mention, at least 6 months now. So basically, I had no intentions of buying speakers this large because of how small my place is, as you guys know that follow the channel. But I had that SVS SB-16 Ultra kind of up for sale, and I was trying to get rid of it. People weren't buying on it because I had that kind of crack in the finish, so people were kind of passing on my price. But when I lowered the price down to $1,200, I had somebody offer me a trade, and I'm open to trades, but I'm pretty particular. I've owned just about everything, it seems. So, but he offered these Tektons up, and I was like, you know what? That is the trade that I want to make. So I have about $1,200 invested in these because it was for that SB-16 Ultra, but I've just been thoroughly enjoying my time with these. In fact, I've been dreading making this video because I know it happens. I just don't have room to store these babies. So make the video, I'll post them for sale, and they'll be off to a new, very happy owner. But this is a company that it's getting more and more recognition. I mean, if you look on the other YouTube videos for this brand, everybody has nothing but high quality things to say about them. That's one of the reasons why I was open to the trade, because I just wanted to experience them for myself. And just to kind of give you guys an insight to my score, these are the best sounding speakers that I've ever owned. And to my ears, sound is subjective, but they just kind of checked all my boxes, and been super thrilled with them. So they're kind of an unusual style speaker. They're basically like a line array speaker, but they're a little bit different. Most line array speakers would be these three tweeters would all do the exact same frequency, but the center tweeter does the high frequency, and then Tekton says that these two tweeters here do a mid, and then obviously these big boys here, which are 10-inch woofers. So these are dual 10s, so it's probably hard to tell in this video, but these speakers are about 55 inches tall. They're 12 inches wide and 16 inches deep, so they are a rather large speaker. They also have these are rear ported, and they are the just single 5-way binding posts in the back, but you do have the option if you wanted to go dual binding posts on the back as well. Another really cool thing about this manufacturer is that they're made in the USA. So if you go on, I'll put the link to their website in the description. They're actually running a sale right now on these bad boys. We'll get to that a little bit later, but I put the link in the description along with all the stats. So they have a frequency response that goes down to 20 hertz. They have a very sensitive, 95 dB sensitivity rating, which is awesome for people that have low power amplifiers, things like that. You don't need a whole lot of power to drive these babies. They are rather, again, large, so you need a bigger room. Luckily, the ones that I had, if they were the black version, which is most of the ones I've seen, then I probably would have passed because they would just look too huge in my room. But the white kind of blends well with my art and everything back there, and I'll show you that when I'm showing you guys these things in action. But they really kind of just blended into my room okay for the size. I mean, they are huge, there's no doubt about it. But what I was saying is that this Tekton is very cool company. When you go on their website, you can kind of customize these. You can get different colors. They have white, red, orange, all different, blue. I've seen some really cool looking ones. You can also customize the impedance. There's just a few options. So I'd advise you guys to go in there and kind of build your own set, and then get used to the brand itself, because this is my new value king. They're not cheap by any means. The MSRP on these right now is $2,050 for the pair. That is a crazy deal for what you get. But again, I understand everybody has different budgets. You know, my first set of speakers, I think I had about $80 into them. So I'm totally different budgets. But as you kind of progress in this channel, which is, again, kind of the people that I'm trying to help out a little bit, people that are beginners or maybe that just don't know a whole lot about the process, just give you guys my thoughts on speakers that I end up getting through here. $2,000 for a set of tower speakers of this caliber, I'm just blown away by their value of this brand. So again, I am a huge Klipsch Ultra 2 guy. Those KL 650 THXs are kind of my dream system. That was always what I was intending to build my home theater around, was those, and then some awesome subs. But these have changed my mind on those. So I'm still keeping the KL 650s just because I'm in 600 square feet. But eventually, if I ever get a dedicated home theater room, then I will right now, these are the front runners. These are how I would outfit it. I'd probably do 5 bed layers of the Pendragons or the Pendragons, and then just do the supporting speakers around that. But kind of rambling on here a little bit, but I'm just gushing already. But I'll show you guys. I'll play Thor Ragnarok. Again, it's one of my go-to movies. Just show you them playing, and then I'll sit down back here again and give you guys the average guy hi-fi score of these speakers. All right, everyone, we got the Tektons all hooked up and everything. I'm having to stand in the kitchen. These things are so big. It's hard to kind of get them in a single shot there. But this kind of gives you an idea. Again, around 55 inches tall, dual 10-inch woofers. Kind of that line array style tweeter arrangement where the top tweeter and the bottom tweeter are mids, and the center tweeter is for high frequencies, and then there we go, the other 10-inch. So that's kind of them right there. And then we'll play Thor Ragnarok, just a good scene for kind of showing off. There's better scenes for sounds, but this one seems to not be getting struck down by copyright so far anyway. So we'll just keep trying with the ones that are working. But we'll just turn the subwoofer off. We're running the speakers as large just to kind of give you guys an idea. But here we go.
Big guy. The sun's getting real low. Sun's going down. I won't hurt you anymore. No one will.
Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that demo of Thor Ragnarok. Again, it's one of my favorite Marvel movies. Has really good sound, good scenery, the colors, the whole thing. It's just a fun movie to watch. So, speaking of that, my 2-channel videos are basically all been copyrighted. I haven't monetized the channel or anything. I'm just kind of doing this as a hobby. But now that I'm up to like almost 6,000 subscribers, it's shocking to me. But every time I think of that, I'm like, holy cow, 6,000 people watch my videos, which is awesome. Thank you guys for the support. But I do need to figure out some other way. If I ever decide to monetize this, then I would like it if I could actually make a little bit of money off the channel. People have reached out to me asking about Patreon, things like that. I do appreciate it. Maybe one of these days I'd open it up. It'd be awesome to have more money to buy more speakers and bigger, more expensive speakers. But I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with this thing yet. I'm just trying to see if it works, and ultimately it looks like it's actually working, which again, it's all because of your guys' support, so thank you. But if you have any kind of copyright-free music, something that really tests dynamics of speakers, subwoofers, things like that, I would love to hear from you. So give me some advice on that. I would really, really appreciate it. So now we're on to kind of my favorite section of the video. This is where we do the average guy hi-fi score. So we take 5 categories. Each category is worth up to 10 points, 10 being the best. And then we average those out and give you guys a kind of an average guy's hi-fi score at the end. So the 5 categories we're going off for speakers is quality. We go off sound. We go off the MSRP. We go off of the aesthetics. And we go off my price paid. And then we just give you guys the score. So we'll just jump right into it. From a quality standpoint, 9.5 out of 10. Made in the USA, very sturdy cabinets. You can tell that the quality of the speaker components, everything down to the binding posts, are very high quality. So you knock on the cabinet, there's very little resonance. You can just tell that they're solidly built speakers. And again, made in the USA, since that's where I was made, I kind of enjoy that too. So I like that aspect of it as well. So 9.5 when it comes to quality. Sound, I gave it a 10. I very rarely give out 10s if you guys follow this channel. I'm usually up towards the higher end of the range, 8s to 9s in that range, but 10, these speakers, again, like I previously mentioned, these, if I ever get enough money or get a big enough place to have a dedicated theater, these are my leading speakers now. So I would probably do a bed layer, meaning the center channel, the left, the right, and the surrounds, and then probably do something else for ceiling speakers or whatever the rest are. But right now, I love the sound of these speakers. Sound is very subjective, so I always want you guys to get out there and try to hear it. Like Gene says, don't listen to videos on YouTube and go out and buy speakers just based off the sound that you think you're hearing, whatever you're listening to them on. You want to be able to try to get out there and listen to them. That's the best way to judge speakers. But now that I've owned these speakers, I've had them for a few months now, and I've just thoroughly enjoyed my time with them. These are the leading contenders if I ever do a dedicated home theater. So the reason I say that is because of the sweet spot. These speakers, I was worried that the size, a lot of times with bigger speakers have a hard time integrating into smaller rooms. At least that's been my personal experience. And again, I'm in 600 square feet, so having speakers this size, I was worried that because of how close they would have to be to the wall, that the bass would be boomy. I was worried that I would have a very narrow sweet spot just because of the size of the speakers and not having very many toe-in options, things like that. But ultimately, I placed these speakers down. You guys know me, I'm a gearhead. So I placed them down. I didn't do any messing around. I just angled them straight ahead and turned them up, and I was just blown away by the sound. The sound stage was huge. The dynamics were there. The bass was remarkable. This is one of the most bass towers I've ever owned, and I've owned some pretty awesome towers, as you guys know. But down to 20 hertz, I totally believe that number, probably even a little bit lower in room response. But just killer bass response, excellent dynamics, huge sound stage, just no fatigue at all. So these will end up replacing my KL650 THX speakers, the Klipsch. I know that they have, people say Klipsch are bright and all that, but go listen to those KL Ultra 2 Klipsches. They're not bright at all. They're very neutral sounding speakers, and they do a very good job at movie production or sound quality. Just it sounds exactly how you would want it to sound. It sounds like it's live, but these speakers just outpace those. A lot of it's due to size, things like that, but the easy placement, all the things that I just mentioned, these are the front runners. That's a 10 when it comes to sound. The MSRP, I gave them a 9.5. These are a shockingly good deal for what you get. They're not going to knock your socks off when it comes to the cabinets. They're not going to be super flashy, anything like that. They're pretty basic design, kind of like those PSA MTM 210s. They're kind of utilitarian style speakers. But I think that $2,050 is the MSRP right now. And again, I put the link to Tekton down in the description. They're actually running a sale right now, $1,900 for a pair, which is a crazy good deal. Made in the USA, sound fantastic, huge sound, huge sweet spot, just beautiful sounding speakers to begin with. Under $2,000 for a pair is just a really, really good deal. And I know that, you know, my original budget for speakers was like $80, so we've all been there. But if you are getting ready to try to drop some coin, you'd be real hard pressed to beat these. I've heard speakers costing multiple times their MSRP pricing, and these are the ones that I like the best, just to give you guys an idea. 9.5 when it comes to MSRP, very high quality, excellent sound. You'd be hard pressed to do better for the money. The aesthetics, I gave him an 8.5. There's just no doubt about it. 54 inches is a big speaker. The reason I say 54 because I added some big kind of thick rubber cushions on there on the bottom. But they are large speakers. They're deep, 16 inches deep. So they're a little bit hard to place in a lot of rooms. But if you have a big space, I like big speakers in big spaces. I think they look natural. And even in this space with the white paint job that these had, they kind of blended in pretty well for their size. I'm saying that, I'm not going to win any design competitions in my space. It definitely looks like a bachelor pad with speakers this huge next to a big TV in the small room. But I like the look of them. I think it went real well in this room, and I like the white. If they were black, I might have passed on them because they might have looked too big. But these look pretty good. 8.5 when it comes to aesthetics. My price paid, I gave them an 8. There's no way I paid about $1,400 for that SB-16 Ultra. But then I couldn't sell it at that price, so I lowered the price down to $1,200, which I traded for these. So roughly, I have about $1,200 invested into these, and with a sale price for brand new speakers at $1,900, I've definitely had better deals, as you guys know that follow the channel. But with that said, the SB-16 Ultra owner, he loved it. It was a very fair trade. I was happy with it. Usually people reach out to me to trade, but I'm pretty particular because I've kind of owned everything. When this deal came up, I just had to do it. So I gave him an 8. That's the lowest score here, just because ultimately, if I look at the math on it, I still have to sell these. So hopefully I can get $1,200 for them. Otherwise, no matter what, I'm going to be losing a couple $100 on this set, just because of the difference between what I paid for the SB-16 Ultra and what the trade was on these. So still a good score, 8. So 9.5 when it comes to quality, 10 when it comes to sound, 9.5 when it comes to MSRP, 8.5 when it comes to the aesthetics, and then 8 when it comes to my price paid. That is a 91% average guy hi-fi score. It takes a lot for me to switch kind of brands and my vision for my dedicated home theater that I've never been able to get. But ultimately, this is the front runner now. You can get them in different colors. You can kind of do a whole bunch of different things to kind of customize it. I'm even thinking I might do orange, because I'm a kind of a bright color guy. I kind of put some thought into that type of stuff. Or if it's a dedicated dark theater, I might just go black, kind of the boring way. But the overall package that these speakers provide when it comes to the sound, the quality, the aesthetics, everything, they just check a lot of my boxes. I would highly advise you guys to look on your used market, see if any of these Tekton speakers are available. They make a bunch of different ones, double impacts. I've read a whole bunch of good things about those. They make a bunch of different speakers. So go on there, mess around. It's like a car. When you go build a car, you can go in there and change the color. You can go in there and change the impedance. You can change what feet go on it. It's pretty cool to be able to pick things out. And my brain is always like, man, I would just love to have these and build a set and then just be brand new. And that's ultimately, hopefully, what I end up doing is reaching out to them and ordering myself a set of speakers. So, and if Tekton's listening, hey, fantastic job. Love the products. Sounds amazing. I'll be reaching out to you guys one of these days to order some speakers from you. Thank you again. But this has been fun. I love this. Speakers are what I love. Subwoofers are what I love. So I'm back to this. I've got a bunch of cool stuff up here for you to review. I've got a Velodyne DD12. That's an older subwoofer, but just fantastic. It's been cranking away. I've got some Sony Core speakers that I've really been listening to them now for a little while. They're awesome sounding speakers for hardly any money. So I got some cool stuff planned for you guys. So again, my name is Dustin. The name of the channel is Average Guy Hi-Fi. If this is the type of stuff you're into, if you're a beginner in the market, or if you want to save money, I try to buy stuff used. You use my money, test it out, give you guys my actual impressions, and then hopefully that helps you guys steer you in the right direction when it comes to picking out the right speakers for you. Thank you guys again.